truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scotty and friends.
I don't know if that intro could be any better. I swear that's exactly what Nashville's all about. You can't handle the truth. People just don't like to hear that kind of stuff. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hey, Mark, how are you, sir?
Doing great. How you doing, Scott?
Fantastic. How was your holiday season? Christmas was good?
Yeah, it was good. It was a little quiet, but good.
Yeah, me and Angie just kind of hung around. We didn't do a whole heck of a lot, which was kind of nice. And then New Year's was fun for you?
Yeah, it was great.
Go out of town. What'd you guys do?
We stayed in town, but right after New Year's, I went out of town. I adopted my son and my youngest son, and every year on the day I adopted him, we do a little trip together. So we went to St. Augustine.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was
fantastic. Cool. Good for you.
It was cool.
That sounds like a lot of fun for sure. Well, today I want to talk about our intro is just so perfect for today's show. How I labeled this title is Nobody Tells You This About Nashville. And I'm going to tell you the 5 biggest lies that Nashville has to offer. And I think it's kind of important. You can listen to the truth, or you don't have to listen to the truth. And it might not be your truth, but it's so far been the circle of truth in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, everybody gets there and they're starry-eyed and they have a dream and, you know, this isn't real and I'm living this thing. But there's some just big lies that people tell you. The number one thing is that talent always wins. And, you know, I would like to think that, yeah, talent is always going to rise to the top. And it does, for sure. But talent doesn't always win. There's luck involved. You have to have the right song, the right producer, the right production, the right team behind you. And just because you're super talented back in Oklahoma doesn't mean that Nashville is going to be a home for you that's going to take your talent and embrace it and let you do something with it. So it just takes a minute. Talent doesn't always win. Cream does rise to the top. There's no doubt about it. But you have to have your business in place. You have to have a lot of consistency. You have to have a financial runaway. You just have to be prepared. So I'm happy that you are talented because that is part of the deal. No doubt about it. But at the same time, you also have to have a business plan in place. Remember the words. It's called the music business. And so I say that almost in every show because I'm trying to pound it into your guys' head. It's a lot more than just singing karaoke back home and be able to copy a certain artist that you like and winning those contests and everybody slapping you on the back and how great that feels. And you should go on American Idol and you should do this and you should do that. When you get to Nashville, it's a totally different thing. So talent doesn't always win. That's lie number 1. Lie number 2 is Broadway is your path to success. Broadway is amazing. If you want to party and you want to have a good time or you want to have a great career, Broadway is the place to go. Like we had a 2-part episode with my friend Scott Collier. He runs, I don't even know. I'm just going to say 20 different bars. And he's in charge of the talent. He's been doing it for many, many years. He's extremely successful. And he gets to go home every night. He doesn't have to ride on a stinky tour bus. And he gets to pick his schedule. And he gets to mentor the dreamers that come to Nashville. Now, Broadway is amazing. The tourist economy there, it's just unbelievable, the amount of people that come. But it's not an artist development place per se for a record label. It's an artist development place for yourself. I always explain it like this. Excuse me. Pretend like you're on an airplane and that airplane lands and it lands on Broadway and you get off and you learn everything you can about the music industry, how to entertain strangers every night. Remember back home in Oklahoma, Minnesota, Wisconsin, you're playing for usually the same group of fans every single weekend, or you start to have a following in your home state or your home city, and those same people continue to come. So you already know you have them, which is great. When you get to Nashville, it's not that anymore. Those people are all tourists from all over the world. They come to Nashville for a great time, and you have to keep those strangers who don't know you in the palm of your hand. So you're not just doing that in back home where it becomes, I don't want to say easy because you've earned that, but it's harder in Nashville because right next door or a floor below you or a floor above you in the same bar, there's another artist singing, trying to sell the exact same thing that you are. Seems impossible, right? It's not. It's just, it's part of the craft. It's part of the game. So that's where, when that airplane lands on Broadway, you get off and you have to figure out that craft. And the best two people that I could say would be John Stone and Scott Collier, to go and watch them. Not once, not twice, 50 times, 20 times. See what they do. See what their routine is. See how they handle people. When somebody's not paying attention to them, how do they change it? When do they throw in an AC/DC song in a country bar because that's the right time to do it and knock people's socks off? But it's a craft. It's a craft that you have to learn. And to think that you have that same craft in your home state that you would in Nashville, it's just not that. See, before, A&R people used to come out in Nashville on Broadway and look for performers. There's plenty of people who've been signed off Broadway. Plenty of people under Scott Collier's direction have been signed. But what they did is they learned their craft, but then they wrote songs every day, even when their head was full of cover songs, 4 hours of cover songs that they have to sing every single night. They wrote songs still the next day, and they carried a notebook around. Listen to Scott Collier's episode. I don't want to rehash that. Just go back and listen to part 1s and 2s and how he said what some of the people that he helped and mentored did and how they got to where they are, where they're on a tour bus or they're touring or they're working for Kid Rock out on a big stage, or they are making six figures under his direction. So Nashville's awesome. No doubt about it. Broadway is not the path. I mean, get there, learn everything you can, and then get back on that plane and fly out of there. And the next landing place is, 16 blocks away, which is Music Road. And then get off there and do what you're supposed to do, because now you've learned how to hold people. You learn how to entertain. You know what the standards are. You know what sells. You know what doesn't. You know how to work a crowd from an 18-year-old to a 75-year-old person. You have no problem doing that because you've learned all that on Broadway. But remember, Broadway is there to sell beer. They're there to keep the fans in their establishment, get pictures taken, put it on social media. They're there to sell their brand, their product. They're not there to sell me. Like if I was an artist, they're not there to sell Scott Hooger. Scott Hooger's there to work for them. So if you want to do one of your own songs, you have to get it approved from most bars down there. And some, sure, they're probably a little bit more lenient. And that will all change with time, because the owners will start to learn that if some artist comes in and they're singing 15 of their own songs and there's nobody in there, they're not going to allow that anymore, because they have to keep the doors open. And that means having customers inside of your bar. We're going to get into lie number 3 right after this.
Got a song in your heart and a story to tell? At Music Road Productions, we don't just see you as another artist. We see your potential, and we build it. Whether you're laying down your first track or ready for a radio push, we offer full-service artist development, management, publishing, and promotion. From studio sessions with world-class musicians to branding, social media strategy, and radio campaigns, we handle the business so you can stay focused on your music. We make sure your songs are protected, copyrights registered, royalties collected, every tiny detail handled with care. Charting? That's not luck. That's teamwork. That's vision. That's Music Road Productions, guiding your journey from demos to Billboard, from studio benches to spotlight stages. If you've got drive, talent, and a sound worth sharing, we've got the roadmap. Visit musicroadproductions.com. Music Road Productions, where real artists become real stories.
You're tuned in to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scott and friends. I think they've been dropped off at a few Nashville bars themselves.
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. Let's get into lie number 3. Labels are looking for you. Boy, haven't we heard enough stuff on TikTok and Instagram? You know, you can make it off of TikTok and Instagram. Ask Zach Top. But he wasn't searching for it. It found him. So Zach Top, Angie and I had a conversation about Zach Top on one of our shows, the question and answer show it was. And Zach, I completely spaced out your name, but I'm going to tell you I'm one of your biggest fans. I know that doesn't really go hand in hand, and shame on me for that, but it happens in my old age. But listen, Zach would sit and play on TikTok over and over and over again and Instagram, and all these people reached out to Zach and said, hey, come to Nashville and bring your pocketbook. And he's like, that just doesn't sound right. That sounds like a bunch of shit. And he was right. Then all of a sudden, Craig Wiseman's team, look up Craig Wiseman. He's one of the best writers in all of Nashville. He opened up his own label. But somebody on his team called or got a hold of Zach and said, hey, come to Nashville. And Zach's like, well, what's it going to cost? And he's like, no, you don't understand. You come to Nashville. Let's figure this out. And that person still works with Zach Top today because he did it the right way. He didn't go there with his hand out. He went there with his other hand out and said, I'm not looking for your money. I'm looking for your talent and how we can make this thing work for you. And in return, look what Zach did for him. Kept him on his team, and now they work together. And Zach thanks this person publicly. So my hat's off to that gentleman who did that for Zach, because I wish 99% of Nashville would treat the Dreamers that way, that had the talent, that said, hey, listen, come on in. Let's see if we could figure something out. Not, did grandma leave you $50,000? Because that's what it's going to cost for us to help you. I know it's business. I know it's the music business. But labels aren't really the ones that are out there looking for you. The labels are looking for momentum, not potential. They want to see what that means. They want to see a proof of concept. That matters more than the demos. They want to see data. Data, you guys, data. You need to just everything you do, track it. I played this show at this time and I made this much money. I played this show at this time, made this much. Just write everything down. Go home and put it on your computer, whatever it is. I played Tootsies. I played 2 to 6 and I made $653. And and then just keep doing that. Just keep all the data that you have. I got hired out of Tootsies and I was out playing out in Oklahoma and California. And then we went to Vegas and I did all these shows and 14,000 people showed up. And then I got to open up for John Michael Montgomery back in my hometown. Everything you do, document it. Write it down. If you co-write with somebody, document it. Write it down. Keep everything that you have, because that's how you build your brand, build who you are. It's easy to walk into a label or into my office and go, yeah, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and if you don't sign me, you're an idiot. It means nothing to me. Let me hear you sing. Let me see what you've done and show me numbers that matter. Let me see some articles on you. All of the things that I need. Did you take care of your songs? Are they registered with BMI? Are they copyrighted professionally and done right? Have you got your certificate? Over the last 2 years, what were your sales? What were your digital sales? What do you have on Spotify? How did you get those Spotify listeners? Where did you start to build your brand? How did you learn to build your brand? How did you find your followers? All those things is what I'm going to want to know, because I need to know if it was all bots, B-O-T-S, and you just paid a company to do it for you, or you sat down and you earned it. And you could tell the difference online of those people who sat down and earned it compared to people who didn't sit down and earn it. So data is everything, okay? You have to be able to build something. That's what's going to matter. Labels don't build careers anymore. They amplify careers already moving forward. Let me say that again. Labels don't build careers anymore. They amplify careers moving forward. So you kind of get what I'm saying, right? They're not looking for an artist development deal. Some of them might. Not everybody's the same. I'm talking in a generalized statement. They're looking for a brand that's already done, already ready to go. 150 songs in the can, 75 songs in a can, whatever that number is, but more than 2 that you're proud of, that are great, that are ready to go, that you have 1 million Spotify followers, you have constant listeners on all platforms, your social medias are going, you're out touring, you have a management team behind you that is significant and doing what they're supposed to do. You have all these pieces in place. You know, you've done. You're not just playing Broadway anymore. You're so busy that when you left Broadway, because now you're so incredibly talented and know how to hold anybody, any stranger in the palm of your hand, you can go to any state and play, and they love you and they keep bringing you back. Next thing you know, you're sharing ticket sales at the door, whatever that may be. But you have to track all that and see when you start day one and you write down your number, and then 2 years from now, and you look at what you've done, and you see a trajectory. You see how you built your career. You see how you took your craft, your business, and you built your business properly. That's how you work it. That's when you can show some kind of success. Number 4, social media equals a career. Wrong. We need it. It's just a small piece of the puzzle. You know, you have to have infrastructure. There's no doubt about that, but you have to go deeper into that. Viral moments don't equal substantial income. You go viral a couple times, feels good. My gosh, it was fun. Looks good, all that. That's just 1 or 2 times. It doesn't bring you substantial amount of income. You know, the other is how do you say that word, Mark? Algorithms?
Algorithms?
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that stupid word. Can't they call it something easier?
I know.
A dumb guy like me can understand it. It changes faster than artists adapt. So you have to learn how to really work the systems. You know, like I've learned that you have to have something up within every 28 days. So I tell everybody every 25 days. So if instead of Amber Marie, listen to Amber Marie's podcast that I did with her. It's right around the Scott Collier one. She's an expert in social media. She's educated at Belmont University. She knows what she's doing. She's so smart. We hired her on Michael Gillis's team. We pay her a salary because she was in Belmont and Nashville, and it's this big university there. If you want to get in the music business, go there. Apply, try to get in. If you don't get in the first time, try again. But anyway, they taught her so much stuff about today's world and how it works that I knew that we needed her on our side to help Michael because it changes so rapidly. So who better than to bring in a freshly college kid who has her head on her shoulders and it can help us adapt and change to the way the world is going. So I tell everybody, everything that you're going to do online, make sure you do it within every 25 days so your number doesn't start back at 0. Okay? Most viral artists aren't broke within a year. So most viral artists are broke within a year. Sorry, I needed to say that right. Most viral artists are broke within a year. So when you do get, you go viral and all, you think it's a big, but you have to keep that going. You guys, that's the hard part. That's when you know there's a difference between you being an artist and I don't know any other way to say this, but a karaoke singer. They're different things. So excuse me, Garth, because you're one of my heroes, but I want to say this. Garth Brooks sings his own songs, I think, magically, wonderfully, beautifully. I think when Garth Brooks does a cover song, it's not as good. Is it? No disrespect, Garth, and who am I to say anything about you? You're one of the best. I have everything you've ever done in my house. I have a special place in your house that I bought and everything you've ever done. You, Charlie Pride, and Loretta Lynn, I've said it a million times, are my heroes in music for all your own specific reasons. I just like it when Garth sings his stuff, when he does something but when he does an album of Fishing in the Dark and a bunch of different songs, not specifically that song because he sang that song pretty good, but I think he's better as an artist than he is as a karaoke singer. So in some way, it's a huge compliment, but it could come off as me being an ass. And I hope it doesn't come off that way. But anyway, that's where you have to get to be at. You have to be that your songs that you sell are so good that nobody can do them better than you, like Garth does. Or if you try to do a karaoke song, it doesn't come off as good because it's not you. And he's, to me, became excellent at that. He can sell Friends in Low Places great. He can't sell Fishing in the Dark as good, in my opinion. So I think that's where you have to concentrate on. So it's great that you can get up on stage and you can sing Mark Chestnut, Tracy Lawrence, Travis Tritt, all the different great, Sammy Kershaw, whoever you're performing that night. But the next day when you go in a studio or you play your song, nobody can sing it like you do. Just like those gentlemen I just named, can nobody sing their songs like they do. We try to copy them. Your goal is to get somebody to copy you. So social media doesn't equal a career. It doesn't. It's a good start. Again, it's just part of the puzzle. And the last thing is number 5, if it's meant to be. Nashville rewards endurance, not destiny. The grind nobody posts about. The tracking that I posted at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 10 p.m., I do it every day. I'm consistent. I'm tracking what is getting some kind of traction. I'm watching that. When I held my dog, everybody thought it was great. When I held my cat, nobody cared. Whatever that is, you're tracking everything that you did. That grind is what's going to matter. The years between your wins, you're going to get a big win. Year 1, maybe a couple of big wins. Year 2, maybe get a publishing deal, but then a year may go by and nothing, and then the next year something will happen. That's just part of the industry. They say Nashville is a 10-year town, and I believe that. You have to be in it for 10 years. Collier explained it to me one time that somebody told him this. He goes, when you're at the fair and you're a little kid and there's that adult ride that you just really want to go on and you can't because you're not tall enough, and it just sucks. But if you wait long enough and you work hard enough and you do right and your body starts to grow and you get taller and then you get older, then you can go on that ride. It's the same thing in Nashville. You'll get to do the ride, but you got to put the time in. You got to be able to understand that you're building yourself every single year. When you see an artist that when you first got to town, you thought, how in the hell is this person not signed who's sitting here on Broadway, and I couldn't even hold this person's guitar pick? How in the hell are they not signed to a major record label? There's no chance in hell that I'm going to be able to do this. No, that's the complete wrong way to look at it. That's the person you sit and you watch every night and study what they do and make yourself at that level or better. That's what your goals are. Those are just people that are there, and you don't know. Maybe they're comfortable there. Maybe they don't want a record label. Maybe they make enough money and they bought a house, or they now have kids, or whatever happened in their life. They're comfortable. They're not looking to go out on the road. They're looking to stay right there, make 6 figures, and they get to go home every night and they play 25 hours a week. It's perfect. It might be, just works out for them. Consistency is everything. But you have to realize that, like I said, social media, writing, networking, surrounding yourself with the best team, those are all the things that are going to get you somewhere in Nashville, Tennessee. All the rest of it is just a bunch of noise. It's just a bunch of lies that people will tell you over and over again, or they'll tell you their truth and try to sell it to you. Oh yeah, don't work with that person. Bill and Frank and Larry said that he's an ass, and but maybe Bill, Frank, and Larry didn't have it, and they just want somebody to blame. So it just you'll have to figure that out. When you try to go to Nashville and think that because your parents said that you were great back home, that's sweet. That's nice. That's kind. That's supportive. But when you get to town, you'll see that it's a little different. I'll tell you, there's no 2 artists that are, exactly alike. There's so many different ones. I just want to get into it just a little bit. I used to manage this artist by the name of Haas Howard. Rest in peace, Haas. Haas died on May 22nd of 13. And there is nobody in my life that I've met that is more hungry than Haas was. He didn't know what the word no means. And come hell or high water, he was going to make it. He worked with a guy by the name of Mark Oliverius, who's an extremely good and talented producer in Nashville. You should look him up, Mark Oliverius. If you want a great project, Mark Oliverius is the guy you should call. He will help you. He will give you a project that matters, and he will do a great job with it, and he will work with you. But Mark is business. He knows you do A, B, and C, and we will get to D. And if we don't get to D, we'll fix it so it is right. But Mark's great. But him and Haas used to work together, and the songs that would come out of them was unbelievable. I remember one time I was sitting at my pool in Nashville, and it was 95 degrees, hotter than you could ever imagine. And Haas sent me a song that him and Mark just got done playing. And excuse me, I don't remember the words of it right now, but I had goosebumps or chill bumps, whatever you could call them. And I think they call them chill bumps in the South and the North. We call them goosebumps. My entire body got filled with those things on a 95-degree day because I could not believe the words that I heard out of Haas's mouth. The songs were just incredible. But I wanted to bring up that just artists are different. And then another artist, her name is Leah Sweet, and she would sing like a canary. Like if you took Aretha Franklin and Tina Turner and smashed them together, that was Leah Sweet. Now she's a tribute band for Tina Turner out in Vegas and LA and San Francisco. And I'll tell you, her vocals were just incredible. And she had her own style. She did what she wanted to do. Haas did what he wanted to do. She was a powerful vocalist. And Haas his drive was better than ever. And then another one was like Tommy Two-Tone. When I managed Tommy was just a genius in music. There's no other way to say it. He's a genius in music. He would write songs on his porch, playing for me on his guitar, but he understood the music business very well. And Tommy didn't let anything shake him. This is what he was doing. When he wanted to perform, he'd perform. When he didn't want to perform, he didn't want to perform. And the other one that I got the chance to be with was Uncle Kracker. Now, I didn't work for Uncle Kracker, but I got to hang out with Uncle Kracker. So we were at the Opry House, and there was some private event. And after we got in the truck and we went over to Music City Bar and Grill, and I was with Uncle Kracker and my friend David, and Sebastian was with us as well. And I think one of our shows we talked about it, but I'll never forget this. When Uncle Kracker got out of the truck and we were walking into Music City Bar, we started talking about Music City, and he laughed. And he said something really clever about the music industry and how they think they know everything, and they have no clue what the fuck they're talking about. And it was just, I literally was walking and I stopped. My 2 feet just like got cemented into the ground because I thought, Scott, listen to what this guy's telling you. It doesn't matter what an executive says. If you believe in the music and the music is great, it'll find its way. You just got to let it do that. And Uncle Kracker, it was a great night. It was a great night. But anyway, I got to learn a lot from him. And now Michael Gillis. I mean, I get to manage Michael Gillis and talk about a whole different form of an artist, of what he wants and what his drive is. And his writing is incredible. He does not, if one line isn't right, he's fixing it. That's Michael Gillis. Michael is such a powerhouse driven person that, you know, being a year into the music business and having guys like Brian Kennedy, who work with Rihanna, call Michael and want to work with him, that's pretty good, right? And to watch all that behind the scenes for me has been nothing but a blessing. So why I'm telling you this is, you know, Nashville is it's just Nashville. Bring your dreams. Do what you want to do. Go after it. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the lies. Find your way. Surround yourself with the best people. It's going to take time, and you're going to get burned, and it's going to hurt, and you're going to get pissed. That's just part of it. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. Don't forget, Nashville is a fun city. It's a hard city. It's the new year. We're January. I know a lot of you guys are out there going, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this. Do me a favor. Just start at step 1. Get to step 2. Document everything. If you ever need any help, I'm always an email away. You know where to find me. Drop me off at Nashville.com. We could, ask me questions. We do a question and answer session. If there's something there and we're accepting packages, please send it in. I promise I'll never crush your dream, but I will try to do the best that we can to help you. Remember, if we take you on, that means that I'm going to take time away from one of our other artists to bring you on. And I would handle you, if we signed you and a new artist came in, I would think, I got to take time away from this artist I just signed you and then give some of my time to this new artist that we're bringing in. So you have to understand how important it is that the talent that comes in that we sign it has to fit everything. It has to fit with Michael. It has to fit with the artists that we're working with and creating and helping and developing and getting them to where they want to go and consulting with them and setting up writing appointments and all that. We will do that stuff, but you have to fit. So if we tell you no, it's just all that means is not now. Try us again in 6 months. Maybe right now we're doing a big release on Michael and our energy is only focused on him because we need to get him that. Just like how if I did sign you, I would do that same respect for you. If something big was happening in your life, I most certainly am not going to sign on 3 or 4 new artists and take my time away from you. It's business, you guys. We're going to take care of the business. We're going to take care of the music. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. And thanks for listening to Drop Me Off in Nashville.
That's a wrap, y'all. You can hear every episode of Drop Me Off in Nashville on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible, basically anywhere that'll take us. We appreciate you. Now go tell a friend like you're spreading good gossip at a honky-tonk.